In the dimly lit room, we gathered to mourn the passing of my beloved grandfather. Amidst the tears and grief, a peculiar stranger appeared, dressed in a tattered overcoat. He handed me a vintage pocket watch, whispering solemnly, "Your grandfather wanted you to have this." I accepted the watch, its engraved cover adorned with intricate symbols. It seemed a fitting memento of my grandfather's life. As I returned home, I noticed something disturbing. The watch's hands were moving backward. In disbelief, I shook the timepiece, but its eerie countdown persisted. It wasn't until later that I deciphered its sinister message. It was counting down to the death of its new owner. Me. The watch became an ominous presence, a dark shadow that haunted my every waking moment. Its relentless ticking echoed in my mind, counting down to an unknown fate. I felt like a prisoner, trapped within the grasp of time. I tried to rid myself of the cursed watch, but it clung to me like a malevolent spirit, always returning to my possession. The stranger had vanished without a trace, leaving me to confront the horrors alone. Paranoia consumed me, and I grew distant from my family, afraid that my touch would doom them to the same fate. My days were plagued by nightmares, and I became a shell of my former self, tormented by the watch's relentless countdown. As the day of my predicted death approached, I found myself facing the harsh reality of my impending demise. I gathered my loved ones to say my final goodbyes, and in a moment of desperate hope, I handed the watch to my younger brother, urging him to keep it safe. "I can't bear this burden any longer," I confessed, my voice trembling. "Please take it and protect yourself." My brother looked at the watch with trepidation, sensing the weight it carried. He reluctantly accepted it, promising to keep it safe, unaware of the curse that now befell him. As the watch passed from my hands to my brother's, a chilling realization struck me. It was not only a harbinger of death, but also an insidious legacy, passed down through generations, bringing doom to all who inherited it. In the weeks that followed, my brother grew distant, tormented by the same haunting countdown that had plagued me. The weight of the watch consumed him, and he sought answers from occult experts and scholars desperate to break the curse. But the watch seemed immune to all attempts to rid it. It continued its countdown, an unyielding reminder of the death that awaited him. In a last-ditch effort to escape the cursed timepiece, my brother made a fateful decision. He disappeared into the woods, seeking solace in isolation. He believed that if he was alone when his time came, he could protect the rest of us from the malevolent force that lurked within the watch. My heart sank as days turned into weeks, and there was no sign of my brother. The weight of guilt settled upon me. I had unwittingly passed on the curse that now consumed him. Then one foggy morning, a chilling sound echoed through the woods, the haunting ticking of the watch reaching its final moments. Panic-stricken, I followed the sound to its source, praying that I could save my brother from his tragic fate. But I arrived too late. My brother lay lifeless on the forest floor, the watch clutched tightly in his hand. The countdown had reached 0, and the curse had claimed yet another victim. As I stood there, haunted by grief and guilt, I knew that the force within the watch would not rest. It would find its way to another member of our family, passing on its evil, a never-ending cycle of death and despair. After his funeral, we sat all together, laughing and remembering how my brother was. But then, like swallowing a hot coal, I seen a box with a small note be passed to my niece. "She's only 10,